Hello. Hello and more hello. We're back again for some more music reactions. Uh, this time, sadly, not on YouTube. My YouTube channel still has its strike for the last stream, so I am not gonna risk another one. I kind of doubt I would get another one, but because I don't plan to do any music that I think is gonna like fall into their categories. But we are definitely back for some more music. So today I want to look at two groups at least. The first is called Rise Against, which I have never heard before. All I know is they were recommended to me by a friend. So we'll see. We'll see. The other is strangely very similar in name and is called Against Me, which is more of a punk band, and the lead singer for it is uh, Laura Jane Grace, who we took a look at last week. So we already sort of know this singer. I figure we might as well look back and take a look at the band that they come from. So yeah, that's the plan for today. If I still have time after, uh, I have lots of other groups that we can look at. Also, I have some interviews for previous people that we've looked at, and I might take a look at some of that. We'll see. We'll see. Uh, I'm gonna put up the list. Oh wow, 14 years, 15 years, 16. Man. Okay, I can see why Laura Jane Grace is doing her own side stuff at this point. Definitely nothing newer is on here. Though I don't think that's all of their videos, music videos. Okay, I don't even think it's gonna come up right. We might just look at this list here, which I don't see a way to get to. Maybe I can do this. Okay, this one is a little bit different than the other one. Though not all of these look like videos. So, we're gonna have to, oh geez, there are a lot of these. Uh, okay, that's a dangerous way to look at these, I think, because we're we're past 100 at this point. There are definitely not that many. I mean, there are a good lot. Oh, actually, they still have stuff, but it doesn't seem to have any videos from like the last year. And you know our rules by this point. We prefer videos to look at. Man, the titles for some of these. Anyways, our first group is Rise Against, and equally hard to find their music videos as well. But, oh, do they actually have a playlist? I didn't think they did. I guess they do, sort of. Man, a lot of these are also older. We definitely saw some newer ones that definitely seem to be music videos, or at least they call themselves that. Which are definitely not on that list. Also, there's some live stuff for them, so we're definitely going to look at that as well. But let's start with, I guess, Nod. I assume it's going to be a video. Let's cross our fingers. All right. Also, let me know if there's any issues. I haven't streamed in a couple of days, so you never know what things you guys might hear that I don't. Because sometimes that sort of stuff happens. So, let's go. I have no idea what type of music this is gonna be. Okay, so let's start the breakdown. First, definitely feels a lot like hard rock. They're not quite heavy enough to be heavy metal, and they're definitely harder than normal, like conventional rock. Also, is this like some real world version of that marble game? You have to have seen it, right? The one where everyone in your chat gets to be like a marble, and you like roll them down tracks. This feels like a real world version of that for this video. All right, let's keep going. These things must be the size of bowling balls. So they're probably seats. Okay, they're doing the fade out. Man, it was kind of easy to just like groove along to it. There's not like if this were like the warning song, there'd be all these like switch ups and like fun changes, and we just don't get anything like that. It's a fun song. It's okay to listen to. It's very repetitive. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just couldn't like find something interesting to say about it cuz like it's very the same thing repeated, and that is a fun thing, but it's 3 minutes basically of them repeating the same like phrasing over and over again. Like typically when I look at a group, they're going to have a lot of like switch ups and changes and breakdowns and like different ways of doing a song within the same song. Here, they're just like it's almost entirely chorus. There's a little bit that isn't chorus, but it's just kind of the chorus over and over again. And I like the chorus, which it's catchy. I'll nod my head to it. Sure. I mean, not not purposeful for the name of the song, but and now I just feel so bad saying nod that I would not nod. Okay. Anyways, there's just like not much complexity. It's fun. It's entertaining. There's just not much to actually talk about. So we're not off to a great start as far as being able to talk about a song. The most interesting thing I found in it was like watching the like real world marbles thing they had going on. I know that probably sounds horrible to some people. Let's get more of a taste. I'm still curious.
Lion naturals bleeding on your dance floors. Gather round the spectacle hanging from the string. And are you so tired as you tremble on the highway? Ready now to calm down.
They really like their marbles.
I'm drowning in your waves, 'cause I am not a prize that you compete for, or a horse that you can break. No, I am not something to be fenced in case I run away. I am not a sideshow in your circus, or a trophy on your shelf, 'cause I don't belong to you. No, I don't belong to you or anyone else. Is this a hell by your making, or a castle in the sky? Is this fruit here for the taking, or forbidden? Tell me why. To the shadows I might break down, to the walls I will confine. Will you watch this building burn, or will you run into the fire? I'm drowning in your waves, 'cause I am not a prize that you compete for, or a horse that you can break. I am not something to be fenced in case I run away. I am not a sideshow in your circus, or a trophy on your shelf.
Okay. I got a pretty good sample of the song at this point. And I gotta say, it's got a little bit more texture than the last one, but very similar. I'm very curious if this is like the way they do their songs. I don't mind them doing songs this way, but they feel, I don't want to call it samey, but there's a like very similar quality so far. And they're a little bit punk, not super like specifically into the punk genre, but it's clear they have like probably punk roots. I think that's a good term for it. Plus, more marbles. I don't know what they have with these marbles, but marbles are in all the songs. Come on. What is this? All right, let's get back to it.
'Cause I don't belong to you. No, I don't belong to you or anyone else. Whoa, or anyone else. Whoa, bathed in light, we come alive. Slow motion coming back around like oceans breaking down.
Okay, we finally get a breakdown. That is this part right here. Also, apparently not all their fans are guys in mosh pits. With the previous footage just seemed to be a lot of like mosh pit footage, I was starting to wonder. I figured it can't be the case, but sorry. That is something I just had to point out. All right, let's finish the song.
And I am not a prize that you compete for, or a horse that you can break. And I am not something to be fenced in case I run away. I am not a sideshow in your circus, or a trophy on your shelf. 'Cause I don't belong to you. No, I don't belong to you or anyone else. Or anyone else.
Oh, we're over it. It always takes me by surprise. I keep waiting for those elements that like most of the other groups would put in to like sort of let you know that the song was like coming to a close. But I don't get those. So still not a bad thing. But all right. All right. Let's and they've definitely had their ups and downs. All right. Let's go back in time 4 years.
We're waiting for something to happen, but nothing is snapping us out of this trance. And our eyelids are heavy, and soon we're ready to obey every single command. I feel lost, no map for me, and I don't know which way is up. Wishing we could just.
Okay. Okay. I want to make a couple of comments. Man, we're already almost a minute in. It feels like no time has gone by so far. All right, first, I don't think they needed the VHS effects because, like, the the squiggly bars along the bottom and the top that they do at times, that just like bothers me. I mean, this is obviously not done on VHS. Why are you doing VHS effects? Also, man, I know this is slightly rude, but their drummer looks like he's cramped back there with his drums. I'm not saying anything bad about him. I'm just saying he looks really cramped. Maybe that's just an optical illusion. It feels like it's not, but all right. Those are the more superficial things, obviously. This has got a little bit more of like a folk tone to it as far as music goes. I'm kind of interested to see where exactly this goes. It's a little bit different than the pattern we saw in the more recent stuff. So, I don't know if their like newer stuff just becomes a little more like formulaic or if it's just well, let's see. I think that's the best way to do this. Let's take a look. VHS.
Away from this dream, I never wanted to stop the peace, but it feels like no one's listening. Oh, we're talking to ourselves. We're just talking to ourselves. So God out speaking out of turn and talking back. I have some nerve. If I said this all to your face, forgive me, sometimes I forget my place. So what's it gonna be? Will you tagging or give up? Leaning or just get lost? Drift away from me. This commands your attention. Hear me when I say I never wanted to disturb the peace, but it feels like no one's listening. Oh, we're talking to ourselves. We're just talking to ourselves. What are we trying to say? And tell me, what would it take to pry open their eyes? I would wade in the water or drown in the fire. I am not afraid. And I would break down the door if you gave me the sign. For the chance to me up, I would lay down my life. I am not afraid.
Okay. Okay. We definitely have to do a little more of a breakdown. So, one thing I definitely like about this is I like how it almost feels like it's meant to be acoustic. The way they've like adjusted the gain on the microphones, his mic feels like the way you would expect it to be tuned for like an acoustic set. Clearly, the instruments are not set that way, but the way he's like going at singing this, very acoustic sounding. That's why I want to say they're almost a little folky in here. I mean, you got to do that intentionally too, because it's something you got to think about. Because it's part of your setup and not part of like the performance. I think it does good things for the song. Also, the song reminds me a lot of like certain songs from uh well, usually most people's least favorite band ever, Nickelbox. I mean, Nickelback, man. I'm just crossing band names in my head. Yep. But yeah, it reminds me a lot of some of their songs. Not not the ones most people know, because those are like very like different. But some of their other ones that are not so well known remind me a lot of this. So let's finish this one out.
I swear I never wanted to disturb the peace, but it
Also,
feels like
hi,
no
Lurvin.
one's
Welcome.
listening. Are we talking to ourselves? We just talking to ourselves.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. Oh, well, we're starting great. The like USSR sort of music starting us off.
We're biding time as we wait for the signal, sharpening blades while we wait out the storm. These cold nights are almost unbearable. The purpose keeps us warm.
Okay, this one feels a lot more punk. Also, if it was technically German, it was giving me the vibes from like when the USSR was still a thing. And part of Germany used to be the USSR. So, some cross influence there. But yeah, definitely a little more punk this time. The others have not been like terribly punk. This one is a lot more punk as far as the sound to it. Also, theme definitely seems correct for the times for this one. There's a definite message, and I think they'd agree with like Bernie Sanders on that. All right, let's keep going.
Legions will crossing our fingers, a bark with no bite, no teeth, just a roar. You're not a thorn in our side, you're a splinter. We are ready, but we're bored, just holding our place in line. And everything moves too slow now, breaking away in time. They have the power, but we have the numbers now. It's all just a constant illusion of control. the top now. Textbook cases, we all fit the profile. Mass surveillance, we open the door. Bring out the fears, blurred lines of right and wrong. Split up till we can slow down. At this velocity, one wrong move and we go down. Brace for the reckoning.
All right, before they get into the next bar, this is 4 years ago. Definitely feels like it could be today, though. Definitely. All right, back to it.
They have the power. We have the numbers now. It's all just a constant illusion of control. They break us like horses. How long will we drag their plow? What will continue to be is what we allow.
Also, this is a great protest song.
Heavy are the chains we fasten to ourselves, gathering the thorns to shape into a crown. Is this saddle comfortable? Do these reins feel tight enough? Will you gallop when you're kicked, or throw the rider off? Are you the willing and the able? Are you spoken for, destined to serve what you abhor? Until it all gives out, listen. Fuck what you call normal. This pressure to conform. It's your trail to blaze, or your bridge to burn. Your bridge to burn. Yeah, they have the power. We have the numbers now. It's all just a constant illusion of control. They break us like horses. How long will we drag and plow? What will continue to be is what we allow. Or will we allow?
Wow. I actually did not expect that to be a 5-minute song, but it was definitely a 5-minute song. And yes, 4 years ago wasn't that different. For the US, we would have, like, just. Well, we would have been, like, during COVID. But when we were finally sort of starting to do things about COVID, not as much protests at that time, but definitely had been a lot of protests right before that. And there's definitely a lot of protesting in the US right now. I think it just happened where there were a whole bunch of protests again, or maybe that's later this week. I lose track. We've been having big nationwide protests like once a month for a while. So, yeah. Also, timely message. What will we allow? Since things have been going drastically downhill here. I mean, obviously, this is my Twitch channel, but for definitely anyone that watches this later on YouTube, or anyone here that did not see it, I actually covered the No Kings protest at least the one in my area, from last month. It's getting a little bit more important to do that lately. So that is definitely a thing. All right, let's keep going.
We are the nowhere generation. We are the kids that no one wants. We are incredible.
Okay, I used this analogy a little bit ago, but it is again very apt. He sounds a lot, and like the entire band with him, not just him. But this sounds a lot like it could be a Nickelback song. I'm sorry to say that for those who do not like Nickelback, but that's what it's reminding me of. So I have to point it out. Let's dive back in.
Thread to the rules you set, a cause to be alarmed. We are not the names that we've been given. We speak a language you don't know. We are the nowhere generation. The nowhere generation. Oh. And one day, all the walls will come down, all the doors will open, all the roads will lead home. But right now, we are spiraling down, and the longer we wait, the further we go. I know we're slipping through the cracks now, no place left on your map now to go home. We are the nowhere generation. We are the kids that no one wants. We are a credible threat to the rules you set, a cause to be alarmed. But we are not the names that we've been given. We speak a language you don't know. We are the nowhere generation. The nowhere generation.
All right, before he gets back to singing, I want to talk a little bit about the lyrics. You know, these guys feel like they're like early 40s, but man, I know every generation has some people that feel this way, but uh, how do I want to phrase this? I think that what makes it relatable is that it is some people in every generation that tend to feel this way. But uh, there have definitely been some generations that feel this more than others. Uh, I mean, you guys, you guys should probably know. I'm Generation X, barely by like 2 years. We were a very much nowhere generation. But I think there's a thought that the current generation is very much like that too. So it feels like they're not talking about my generation when they sing this, but about like the current generation, which to me feels a little bit weird because it feels like it should be talking about my generation. All right. Anyways, let's get back to it.
For your sweat, you'll be rewarded. They told us every day. There's a land of milk and honey, and it's not that far away. But the finish line kept moving, and the promises wore thin, and the smoke on the horizon was the burning promised land. And this place used to be somewhere, but they sold it out from under us. Our voices all ignored. We are the nowhere generation. We are the kids that no one wants. We are a credible threat to the rules you set. A cause to be alarmed. We are not the names that we've been given. We speak a language you don't know. We are the nowhere generation. The nowhere generation. And yet we climb these burning ladders, still we raise for them the hammers swinging low. And what exactly are we after? They will ask and we will answer. We are the nowhere generation. We are the kids that no one wants. We are a credible threat to the rules you set. A cause to be alarmed. We are not the names that we've been given. We speak a language you don't know. We are the nowhere generation. We are the nowhere generation. We are the nowhere generation. The nowhere generation.
Well, this is going to be a slow walkout at this rate. You're all just kind of standing around looking at each other. Okay. I guess it's a thing. Oop. No. Stop. All of the stops. Man, they're trying to rush me here. Anyways, final thoughts on the last song. So, the reason it feels like it should be a song about my generation is because, especially for my generation, our parents were the baby boomers, generally. And they have, like, been in control most of my life. Or at least it sure feels like they've been in control. Let me put it that way. They've owned most of the companies. They've been the ones leading, like, the political parties. Yeah, very much the people older than me have always had, like, their thumb on everything. And they haven't really wanted to ever give up control. So, like, the generation following mine has had more success. I mean, like, a lot of the current billionaires don't come from my generation, they come from the following generation. Mine just sort of got mixed up somewhere in between. That's why it feels like a nowhere generation. I mean, some have done fairly okay for themselves, but most of us just sort of got stuck. I think that's the best way to describe it. That's certainly what it feels like. But, yeah, we never managed to actually change anything. So, it very much feels like it's not speaking to my generation. It's about whatever future or current generations would like to take the title from us. We're happy to give this one up. Definitely. All right. Let's move on to this one. So this is apparently really popular. Which makes me really curious what it's going to be like. So, let's go. Let's go. Self-titled energetic punk rock music.
Right through the undertow, your hands I can't seem to find. Pollution burns my tongue. Thought words I can't speak to. I'm already struggling. Then I float to the surface, fill my lungs with air. Then let it out, I give it all. Now there's a reason why I sing. So give it all. And it's these reasons that belong to me.
Okay, before he goes into the next verse here. Okay, this one is 15 years ago. I'm like, why are these guys looking so young? They just looked to be in their 40s a second ago. Also, Lurvin, yes, these do go up on YouTube. And also, yes, I know it happens. It is something I do, and I'm not even consciously aware of. So it just happens. As for the song, definitely a lot more punk rock 15 years ago. These days, I'd call them more like hard rock than punk rock. But this is definitely more punk rock. So, yeah, it's a not a huge change because they've definitely had some like punk influence even in the newer stuff. But this older stuff is a lot more into like the punk part. So, let's keep listening.
Rock bottom's where we live. And still we dig these trenches to bury ourselves in them. Backs breaking under tension. For far too long these voices muffled by distances. It's time to come to our senses. Up from the dark we give it all. Now there's a reason why I sing. So give it all. And it's these reasons that belong to me. Brave, the air we give, the life we live, the pulses racing distances. So when my tongue break into song, through seas of competition. So please believe your eyes. A sacrifice is not what we had in our minds. I'm coming home tonight. Home tonight. We give it all. Now there's a reason why I sing. So give it all. And it's these reasons that belong to me. Today I offer up myself to this. I'm living for my dying wish. I give it all.
think that says trapped in a cage, but you can't see that part. Sure, sure. Because I'm pretty sure this is the same sticker as that lion from earlier. All right, all right. We need to dissect the song at least a little bit. And I want to start that I think I might have heard this on the radio, like way back when. Which feels weird. I don't remember it at all, except the line give it all. I could swear I've heard that before in the context of the way it is in this song. I know I definitely didn't know the name of the band because I recognized zero things, absolutely zero things from before I heard it. But that trickles some little bit of memory, which might explain why it's been viewed like 41 million times. Oh, it was also featured apparently in the Need for Speed video games, so. That probably helped. That probably helped. I did not really play those. Though I might have heard it from someone else playing those. Maybe that's why I remember it a little bit. I played a decent number of racing games, but not very many Need for Speed ones. All right. Otherwise, yes, very, very punk rock. Yeah, Need for Speed was good, like advertising for a lot of bands. I've found. All right, let's keep going. Also, heavily viewed, and also, yeah, 15 years ago.
Am I loud and clear, or am I breaking up? Am I still your charm, or am I just bad luck? Are we getting closer, are we just getting more lost? I'll show you mine if you show me yours first. Let's compare scars, I'll tell you whose is worse. Let's unwrite these pages and replace them with our own words.
Okay. I have to pause for a sec, because man, this is quite the flip-flop. I mean, we've had a lot of hard rock in their more recent stuff. I don't necessarily expect punk rock every time, but we literally just listened to a definitive punk rock song that is from the same year. And this is like acoustic. It's throwing me for a curve. Some definite curves. I definitely like it though. I do love the way they managed to blend their voices. Alright, let's get back to it.
We live on front porches and swing life away. We get by just fine here on minimum wage. If love is a labor, I'll slave till the end. I won't cross these streets until you hold my hand. I've been here so long, think that it's time to move. The winter's so cold, summer's over too soon. Let's pack our bags and settle down where palm trees grow. I've got some friends, some that I hardly know. But we've had some times I wouldn't trade for the world. We chase these days down with talks of the places that we will go. We live on front porches.
All right. This is a really brief aside, but the whole sitting down in the bed of the truck, they made that illegal where I am, like 20 or 30 years ago. Definitely when this song was created, which makes it really ironic for me to see them doing that, because I'm like, oh, you'd be arrested for that. Those cops, they would have seen you and arrested you. Come on. That's what the cops are there for, to create excuses to arrest you. Especially when you're like these guys and you don't really fit in. Anyways, let's get back to it.
Swing life away. We get by just fine here on minimum wage. If love is a labor, I'll slave till the end. I won't cross these streets until you hold my hand. Until you hold my hand. I'll show you mine if you show me yours first. Let's compare scars, I'll tell you whose is worse. And let's unwrite these pages and replace them with our own words. We live on front porches and swing life away. We get by just fine here on minimum wage. If love is a labor, I'll slave till the end. I won't cross these streets until you hold my hand. Swing life away. Swing life away. Swing life away. Swing life away.
Definitely a little more on the pop side. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm fine with that. I love a nice acoustic every once in a while. All right. I'm very curious about some of these, just based on the titles. All right, let's keep going with I don't want to be here anymore. Not my case, but sure.
Some people be shooting, and like one man got out the car and then he just started shooting. Boom, boom. We've seen shootings about 3 or 4 times.
It takes 9 months to create a human being. and it takes seconds for an AR-15 to take that away from the surface of this earth.
I don't wanna be here anymore. I know there's nothing left worth staying for. Your paradise is something I've endured. See, I don't think I can fight this anymore. I'm listening with one foot out the door, and something else is died to be reborn. And I don't want.
So, I have to pause for a second. First of all, because they already have me in tears. Second, man, it was just last year I was looking at statistics. I think it was last year. Almost positive it was last year. Probably about this time of the year, too. I was looking at statistics. And it was the number of mass shootings in the US. Because there's not necessarily a database per se, but there's like a website that tracks mass shooting events in the US. And literally, almost every day, there's one. It is rare that we do not have at least one somewhere in the US every day. At least as of when I was looking at the statistics. Most days had more than one. And mass shooting incidents are recorded on that site if more than one person is injured by a firearm. So, yeah. The statistics are, in fact, just absolutely abysmal. So, that part is very real. All right, let's keep going.
Anymore. Headed for we answered every single call, and weathered every day like Palestine storms. But when they break, we will all be gone. Won't back down, won't take no answers anymore. These walls close, we pace back and forth. I don't wanna be here anymore. I know there's nothing left worth staying for. Your paradise is something I've endured. See, I don't think I can fight this anymore. I'm listening with one foot out the door, and something else to die to be reborn. But I don't wanna be here anymore.
I witnessed at a young age my cousin get shot right in front of me. They hit her with a bullet in the head. My uncle got shot and robbed. No child can grow up in Chicago and just live its life.
The point where we break is closer every day. But where do we go? Where do we go?
My daughter was kidnapped. I just feel like killing myself or just disappear from the world.
I don't wanna be here anymore. I don't wanna be here anymore. I don't wanna be here anymore. I know there's nothing left worth staying for.
Tonight, I am announcing that the American combat mission in Iraq has ended. The United States has paid a huge price to put the future of Iraq in the hands of its people.
You know, at night when you go to bed or, something, you dream about home, your house, your food, your family, just the little stuff that you take for granted now.
The arc of the moral universe is long but it bends toward justice.
I'm not sure what else to say about that song. It's probably got me a little too emotional to comment on the musicality of it, which is the point. The point of this song is not necessarily the musicality, it is the emotional impact. And they did a very good job at that. All right, let's keep going. Well, there's definitely a trend. Hi, Roy.
To the sound of a heartbeat pounding away. To the rhythm of the alpha rusting machines.
Now, this one I definitely have heard.
But don't sleep. Each breath we take makes us thieves. Like causes without rebels. Just talk but promise nothing else. We crawl on our knees to you under a sky no longer blue. We sweat all day long for you. But we so cease to see us through. 'Cause sometimes dreams just don't come true. We wait to reap what we are due. To the rhythm of a time bomb ticking away. And the blare of the sirens coming straight. Chased down like dogs we run from your grasp until the sun comes up. We crawl on our knees to you under a sky no longer blue. We sweat all day long for you. But we so cease to see us through. 'Cause sometimes dreams just don't come true. Look now at what they've done to you. White needles buried in the red. The engine roars and then it gives, but never dies. 'Cause we don't live, we just survive on the scraps that you throw away. I won't crawl on my knees for you. I won't believe the lies that hide the truth. I won't sweat one more drop for you. 'Cause we are the rust upon your gears. We are the insect in your ears. We crawl, we crawl, we crawl all over you. We so cease to see us through. Our days are precious and so few. We all reap what we are due. Until this sky no longer blue, we bring the dawn long overdue. We crawl and we crawl and we crawl all over you.
All right. I'm actually surprised it is only like 6 million views on this. I remember this when it came out, which is actually kind of rare. I think that is the one song from them that I definitely heard back in the day. I remember a little bit that one other song. This one, I think I might have even like gone to their YouTube channel back in the day to listen to this. Man, 5 months ago. I think there's a definite uptick of people looking at some of their older music, especially when you're dropping comments 5 months ago. Probably, well, the one from 5 months ago has continual sub comments up to 13 days ago. Yeah, some people are definitely returning to this band. Also, apparently they're touring with Papa Roach. It has been a minute, definitely, since I've heard any Papa Roach. All right, let's keep going. Oh, we might be getting some acoustic again.
My God is better than yours, and the walls of my house are so thick I hear nothing at all. I followed you out in the store, but it carried you off, and I burned every picture of yours. Was that not enough? My gun is bigger than yours, so let's arm the masses and see what the bastards do then. Walking tall once set us apart, now we're down on all fours. Do you cry my name in the dark like I do yours? These storms are getting stronger now, trusses all bend and sway. Lightning heads, the power goes out in the fray. As the waves crash high and the shoreline disappears, I will scream to the sky, hey, people live here.
Okay, some discussion on this. The first part of this song, the very acoustic part, that I feel I've definitely heard before. But that little part after where they like shift gears a little bit, that just has sort of switched back to being in acoustic mode again. That part I don't recall. So either I'm just not remembering much of this song, or I just never heard the full song. And I'm pretty sure it's either this song or something very much like this song that I heard. I definitely don't remember the name of it. Otherwise, I probably would have known ahead of time. And none of these do I actually recall the name of, even when I've watched them. See, this is the way my memory works. I forget all these things. All right, let's get back to the music.
My dreams are not unlike yours. They long for the the safety and break like a glass chandelier. But there's laughter and oh, there is love just past the edge of our fears. And there's chaos when push comes to shove, but it's music to my ears. May you be in heaven before the devil knows you're dead. May these winds be always at your back. 'Cause when we're all just ghosts and the madness overtakes us, we will look at the ashes and say people lived here. From the penthouse to the holy martyr, sea to shining safe. From the coffins full of kindergartners, is this what you call freight? From the hate that drips from all your crosses, are your hands so clean? There's a wildfire and it's spreading far, from sea to shining sea. When we're all just ghosts and the madness overtakes us, I will scream to the sky. Yeah, I'll scream to the sky. Yeah, I'll scream to the sky. Hey, people live here.
Especially their older stuff all tends to have a lot of messages. They're very big on the message. However, I think that might be enough Rise Against for me for the moment.